maybe.
No, there it goes.
There it's on.
Yeah, see, this time it's red.
What did she say?
Low battery.
They need to get the rechargeable batteries.
Oh,
Sounds like they're going through a lot.
Seems every time you turn these on, one of them.
Oh, yeah, these got to be battery powered too,
Yeah,
right?
they're 9 volts. And-
Yeah.
And Jim's was off. We had to change that battery. There always seems to be one of them.
You didn't lose any golf balls today?
No.
It's a good day to do that.
I know, but the town board in Marcellus, they're building a new town hall. And so every other week at 2 o'clock, they have a construction meeting.
oh.
And they want me to be there for that. And my league is on the other side of the county, so it's like,
I'm surprised they want you to be at that meeting.
well, they put together a 3-person team to review payment schedules, payment requests for payment, and for change orders. And they wanted me to be there for that because it's a 2 o'clock meeting. A lot of our board members can't attend because they got day jobs. So, me, the supervisor, and a highway supervisor attend those meetings.
Yeah.
Okay, it is,
7:03.
yep. What's today's date? Oh, this is the Town of Spafford Planning Board meeting, July 15th, 2021. The time is 7:03. Okay. Do I have a motion on accepting of the previous minutes?
There was a correction.
There was.
Yes.
I did not see that.
Well, it's a silly thing, I know. But there are 3 pages, and the 3rd page is labeled 2.
Not on mine.
On mine it is. Huh. Well, I
You have them
printed mine
reversed?
off my computer.
You have them
Mine
reversed?
says 3,
Mine says 3.
Really?
the 3rd page.
Yeah.
And what did you say yours was?
2 on the 3rd page.
Yeah, yours is, it's funny.
Yeah.
Yours is up there and that.
I don't know why. Well, if nobody else has it,
No?
don't worry about it.
You got all 3 pages anyway.
Yeah, I have all 3 pages. It's just,
Kim, you want to make a motion?
I can make a motion to approve the minutes from June 17th as written and waive the reading of the minutes.
Do I have a second?
second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We have one item on the agenda tonight, which I don't have the agenda. It is Happy Pastures Campgrounds on East Lake Road.
I'm recusing myself.
Okay. Purpose is to review comments from the town engineer.
You can come right up here if you want.
Yeah.
The last round of comments was,
Could you please state your name?
oh yeah, I'm sorry, Colleen Lathy with Appel Osborne, Kim Brayman's landscape architect, doing the site design for the Fesco Farms Campground and the SWIP report and stormwater measures and design, and have been working with Rudy Zona, who was the reviewer, on finalizing the documents. And we do have his last round of comments. There were 9 total. As you know, he put it, no showstoppers. So some things on the plans. 7 of the 9 items I had sent out an email earlier today. I think reconciling everything, and then the two outstanding ones, which would be item 8 and item 7. Item 7 is just adding some of the elevations of the water quality events that I have on the plans already, and just kind of firming those up in the details. So they're shown in 2 spots, but it's for constructability ease for the contractor to read. So I'm going to add those to kind of our barrier retention areas and our wet pond, so that it's very clear. And then the big item, number 8, is the phasing plan, which we have the concept generated of how that will work so that we're not disturbing any more than 5 acres at one time. I'm working through the plan right now so that we can actually physically delineate, what phase. There's 3 main construction phases that Kim would like to do. So that'd be 3 years, 3 seasons of construction. And since it's about 26 total acres in development through those 3 phases, each summer will kind of be broken down into sub-phases, because obviously there'll be more than 5 acres per season. But if we install the road bases for each phase first, once you have the base stone down, and even for like the swales alongside of the road, that would be the stormwater management that kind of goes in hand with each area of development. So you're always still protecting the erosion. Control measures are still in place even during construction, and also for permanent stabilization after. But once the road base stone is in place, you don't have to pave asphalt over it. That's considered stabilized. So then from there, those linear areas that we disturb first, then once those road bases are in, I'll be kind of designating what other larger areas that are under 5 acres that they'll topsoil strip and do all the land grading for the final finish grades of those areas, and then put down permanent seed and mulch. So it should be pretty easy, especially because the roads are going to be a lot of the disturbance already. So once those road bases in, it should be fairly straightforward to keep all the other land graded areas under the 5 acres at one time.
What is the purpose for trying to keep it under 5 acres?
So per the SWIP, you are allowed to disturb more than 5 acres at one time, but you have to ask for kind of a special variance within the permit itself, and then the owner has to pay for 2 weekly inspections as opposed to just 1. So it's just really more economical, too, for the owner to limit to less than 5.
That, unless you want to get it done in 2 years, and then you save a third
Yeah,
construction
I mean, and that's
season.
something too, Kimmy, if you wanted to consider that. I mean, to ask the DEC for that variance is pretty common, especially with the scale of development.
Well, there's nothing saying, I don't think that, if we get everything we want to get done in the first year and there's still some construction season, if you will, left, where it's not too wet or anything, we could, there's nothing saying that we can't
Right.
kind of keep moving forward with that.
Yeah. And there is a process for filing like an amendment to the SWIP once the permit's open and we're actually in construction, where we say, hey, we do want to disturb more than 5 acres for this phase. We can write that into the DEC and they can give us the approval after the fact.
Who's doing, you have somebody lined up to do your inspections?
That's up to Kim. I can talk to her about that. You can hire us, or you can hire anybody who's taken this course or who's a landscape architect. I mean, it would make sense for us. I mean, I'd like to see it through construction, but that's a separate contract that we haven't set up yet. But yeah, it is up to the owner to hire someone to do that.
Yeah, and that the town should get a copy of that report every week.
Yep. And they're also, this binder right here, once it's finalized, is the construction site logbook, and this is actually going to have to stay on site, usually in like a mailbox or whatever, but it's supposed to be accessible to the DEC officer if he ever swings by, and then also to the public, technically. Doesn't mean it can't be in a locked trailer or something during construction, but we just have to have a note saying where it's located and a phone number to call somebody if somebody were to be looking for it. But those are all, the weekly reports go right in, or printed out and hard copies go right in here, and then we could also send them right to a designated email every week for.
Yeah, I don't know if the town wants it to the town board or to the highway department, or both.
Or we could send it to both.
Yeah, just an email copy.
Or code?
Or code, yeah, yeah,
Should be
go
going
to
to
Howard, and wherever, but the town is the agency that's going to approve this, so I think you need to bring that up to the town.
But unless anybody had any other questions specifically about the other items that
I think what he was asking for on item, what was it, 7, with the storm water,
Yeah.
Storm elevation.
storm elevation?
Yeah, so what he's
I
saying
think
there.
I think he wants them tagged, right?
Right, so I have them kind of, the details are just at a schematic level, so it's like, here's the permanent pool, here's our water quality elevation. He just wants me to actually add what those elevations are to that, which they are in the grading flags and the grading plan, but they just need to sync up with the details.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
When, oh, sorry, go ahead.
If the board was so inclined, you could pass a resolution recommending approval to the board of this application contingent upon completion of number 7 and 8, which the landscape architect has indicated that she's going to do that, but hasn't, she's done everything else other than 7 and 8.
All right.
I sent Rudy an email, and I believe I gave him a time frame of Monday to have at least, the details will be updated, and at least a first draft of that phasing plan for us all to review. And, might need some tweaks on there, but at least so we can see what it starts to look like, and if it makes sense constructability-wise from everybody's standpoint.
Did we send this to county, or do we have to?
We've already went to them.
Yeah.
Comments back? I don't remember. What did they say?
I don't have it in my head right now.
I thought the town has to send it to county. No, let's go, no, we didn't.
Yeah, we didn't.
Town board does.
I remember seeing something from the county.
Well, we had to send your,
I think what we sent was, or asked for, you got something back from the highway department. I remember seeing that.
You don't think we said it at 239?
I don't think we've done seeker either. The town's gonna do seeker.
Yeah, right.
Town's gonna be sitting there.
Yeah. I think what the
We'll
town
forward
was
this.
looking for is our review and our recommendation, and
Then they'll take it from there.
Right,
And
and-
they'll probably refer it to county planning. And then.
they'll have the
they'll do-
public hearing.
They'll have the public hearing and do seeker.
Okay. Yeah, I think what we looked at before was the overall concept and planning, and we approved it.
That's what we looked at
Yeah.
before, yeah.
So,
But I don't recall anything from county either.
yeah, not from county planning, but from the county highway department, I remember we did get comments on the curb cut, or
Yeah.
call it a curb cut.
Right,
but
yeah.
The access,
I had been in touch with the DOT, the state,
yeah.
because it's a state road, so they're ultimately going to be the one to approve it. But he was okay with the concept. He's waiting on this final SWIP just to make sure that we're not increasing discharge into his right of way. So that's the last thing that I can send to him now that it's finalized, or 99% finalized for him to review. But
Okay.
he was okay with everything else. He said no traffic study is needed and no traffic light, luckily.
I'm not sure that we would have sent it
I don't-
without these things being.
Yeah, I don't think so.
beforehand.
Yeah, I don't think we sent,
we got something from county in March.
The seeker form that we filled out with Bob, that hasn't, we completed the forms, but
Yeah, I
saying that it just
think we
hasn't
originally
actually-
sent the
Gotcha.
proposal originally for them to review.
okay, we did get comments from the county based on the preliminary. And the county planning board be it resolved. While the board offers no position with regard to the proposed local law, the following comments are intended for the project as a whole. Per the Onondaga County Health Department, this campground will be regulated by the department, and the proposal must conform with all current New York State sanitary code requirements. The town must ensure all requirements of the health department and the state are met or as a condition of municipal approval. 2, the municipality must ensure all conditions are met and approvals are obtained from the City of Syracuse Water Department, which, okay, that's one of the conditions. 3, the applicant is required to coordinate Route 41 access plans with New York State Department of Transportation, which you've done. And they must submit a copy of the Stormwater Pollution Prevention Plan, SWIP, and traffic data for full build-out to the department for review. As part of it, number 4, as part of its review, the town is advised to consider potential lighting, noise, and traffic impacts to the surrounding area, particularly during any anticipated events to be held on site. So those are the 4 things that the county looked at, certainly. So I think you've got all of those covered, right?
Yeah, sorry, with the third, what was the third comment after the state, the curb cut one?
Yeah, it was DOT.
DOT.
So, okay, so we did send it to county, this board sent it to county planning.
March
And now, I believe that the town is gonna have to pass a local law establishing this, PUD or PED,
PDD.
PDD.
Right,
Every
but all-
county has
Well,
a
it's
different term for it.
PDU or PDD. We
Yeah.
always use
So
DD.
and in order to pass that local law, that has to be referred to county planning because it's a local law.
Yeah.
So there'll be another referral to county planning from the town board when we go to pass the local law.
Okay.
I brought my B game tonight, not my A game. So anyways,
So we shouldn't have sent it?
no, that's okay.
No,
Yeah, no, it's okay that
No.
we sent it because then they gave us some good recommendations.
Right,
Right,
Which
they followed.
which we
they
can,
follow.
yeah.
So if you want some help with the resolution, what'd you say?
It goes slow.
A possible resolution could be that this board recommends approval of the application subject to the applicant adding the storm elevations as recommended, adding the storm elevations as requested by the town engineer, and completion of the final phasing schedule and mapping, also as requested by the town engineer.
Does this reference number, is that on your drawings?
The reference number.
It says 210713, Happy Hashers Review.
That could be Rudy's.
That's probably Rudy's project number.
Okay,
Yeah.
so,
Well, why don't we just say, well, per the email from our town engineer, dated, whatever.
July 13.
Yeah, 7/13.
That's fine.
You know, that those provisions be addressed.
Pursuant to the email of July 13, 2021.
Right.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
See, that's a lot less verbiage.
But
Oh, no, I would leave in what I said and just say.
Okay, per that, pursuant to the email of the 13th, these
Yes,
two items
yes.
remain,
Yes.
Yeah, those
Okay.
two, items 7 and 8 remain.
yeah,
Because-
remain to be addressed. And once they're addressed, this board is satisfied
This board recommends approval of the
Right.
application,
to the town.
subject to those two contingents being established.
Wait a minute.
Didn't we already?
I've already
Yeah,
written
he was
that.
just- Yeah, he was just reiterating.
Yeah.
I already said it.
And that-
Get paid by the word.
and that's,
It's,
and
I
that's,
was
the
trying
same
to
one.
minimize it.
and,
Go
yeah,
back and watch the YouTube video.
and Kim, that's for the planned development district for Happy Pastures.
Say that again, please.
It's for the planned development district
Does that,
that's.
for Happy
Onondaga
Pastures
County's
campground.
it says 90.
No, this is the Onondaga County Planning Board case.
Oh, yeah, but that one is different. Was that,
Yeah, there's two different ones.
what?
I don't know, why did you bring that up? Now we're, huh? This is the same verbiage
Okay.
that I just read, unless this one's different.
See, that's different.
Yeah.
It says.
But read it, the whereases.
It's not a number 4.
What is the, what is the
it's right
application? Is it
Yeah,
more than
but-
one
Further
thing?
review
Is
is
it also
considered
a site plan
potential
approval?
lighting.
Yeah, but they didn't,
They
As
didn't,
well as
Put it
a
as number
request for
4.
a planned unit development?
a planned unit development is different than a PDD.
As well as the PDD? Well, I'm just guessing that there were two referrals that were made to county planning, one for the site plan approval and the other for the PDD approval. And that's why it reads identical with
But
two
it's
numbers.
different cases.
but it's 2 different case numbers.
Yeah,
With the same date,
same date and same recommendations,
Yeah.
right. It-
But they're addressing two separate, well,
parts of the
Parts
application.
of the application, yeah.
okay.
Okay. Got it.
Can you read that back?
I will. Would you like me to read that?
Yeah, then we can,
We have to vote on it.
we have to make, one of us has to make a motion, so we should.
Yes.
This board recommends approval of the application subject to applicant addressing storm elevations as requested by the town engineer and completion of final phasing scheduling. And mapping also as requested by the town engineer. Per email from town engineer dated, I'll put his name in, Rudy, whatever. it is.
Zona.
Yeah, thank you. Dated 7/13/2021. Those issues be addressed. Items 7 and 8 remaining once they are addressed. Recommends, town board, or planning board recommends for the PDD, for Happy Pastures to go forward. I don't have that.
To be considered by the town, right?
To be considered by the town.
I thought I had it fine.
Isn't that what we're doing? The town
recommending
board,
approval.
to the
subject-
to the town board,
Yes.
so we should say to the town board.
Yeah, recommend the
first
approval
sentence,
of the PDD.
recommend approval.
Yeah, to the town board. That the town board approve, or we're recommending to the town board.
Approval of the
Approval.
application
Right,
Or the-
contingent upon,
Completion of.
Yeah.
Applicant addressing blah, 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 blah.
yes.
Okay?
okay.
So what am I missing?
After you put in pursuant to the email of July 13, 2021, period.
We're done. I
You
think.
don't need anything else.
Period.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
But you have 7 and 8
Yeah.
explaining.
Yeah, in the email.
I'll work it out,
Yeah.
there's nobody around me.
You could always call me Kim.
Thank you. You can call me too, Jim.
I'm being a bully. I'm sorry.
That's okay, I like bowling. I can give it right back.
Well, take your choice as long after you call Jim. Yeah.
I'll second it.
Okay,
Oh,
Les? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Now you can return to the meeting and make a motion to adjourn.
Well,
Oh, you got stuff to talk about.
well, we wanted to talk about the moratorium.
Okay,
Recommendation to the town board.
okay.
What are you gonna talk about?
That this board recommends that we put a moratorium on Tier 3 solar applications
Oh,
and cell towers for 5G until, so that the town planning and zoning boards have an opportunity to formulate procedures and criteria that suit the town.
For regulations for the.
And for regulations, yeah.
And you so move?
I can't move, but
Okay.
oh yeah, okay, I move that we do that. How's that?
I second that.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, chairman can always make a motion.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just thought I conducted.
Are you back? Yes.
Yeah, she's back. Okay. And once, because the town board has to do that.
so what
Once
are
they
the
do that,
restrictions? What about the tower?
So the
The 5G towers, they have to go every so many hundred feet, and that results in towers being constructed in places that residents may not really want.
every 100 feet?
no,
It's
every so many.
so many hundred feet. I don't know.
It's not very far.
It's not.
Telephone pole.
Three or
It's not very
500.
far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
300 or 500 feet, I think. Something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was reading in, take a look at the town, the talk of the town topics.
Okay.
Grab it, because in here is a discussion that they have on New York State new proposed laws and things like that for solar.
Okay.
And also battery, which we should, they said they're never going to put it, but
It's coming.
yeah, don't believe them. And then the next thing is the cell towers. I read that, and it was either the one after this or the one before this.
We do have
And
some
it
regulations
says-
on cell towers.
But these aren't cell towers.
Yeah,
There's
well,
only
that's
so
right.
much we can do, by the way. My recollection is there are limitations on what the town can require. But right now, we don't have any at all.
Right, so the
So
Wild West
you-
out there.
You know, there's some screening that we can require. I can look into what it is that we can do. I haven't looked at the issue in about 6 months or so, so I don't want to say anything wrong, but according to the federal regulations, we have very limited ability.
Yeah.
So I don't know that we can actually put a moratorium in place, but let's have this board recommend it, and then I'll figure out between now and the next town board meeting whether we can actually put a moratorium
Okay.
on 5G, or whether we just need to pass a local law that gives us the authority and the power that we can exercise. We're allowed to
Right,
exercise.
yeah, we don't know what that is. All I know is there's a potential issue coming.
Yeah.
And I just want to
We're gonna have
make
to-
sure that it doesn't come while we're unaware of it. I'd like 5G at my house, but I don't want a tower sitting next to me.
Well, unless it's on the telephone pole near you.
Well, that's what we can do, is maybe say you got to put them on existing poles,
I'll-
which would make sense anyway. But I don't know the height, I don't know the coverage, I don't know.
My mother had a pole put on her property, and they got away with it because of their right of way.
Yeah,
Yep, and there was no say.
In your driveway?
Well, not in our, so
Farm
we
driveway.
rent someone from land, and they put it so close that we couldn't fit our equipment between the tree and the pole.
Oh, no.
And so we called up and complained, they came down and put a new driveway in for us, and now we don't even go near her house,
Oh.
but,
I mean, she went shopping and came home and so.
yeah. and
Yeah,
didn't say
that's
anything
what I
about
read, that all of a sudden this stuff appears.
it. Yes,
So there might not be a lot that we can do about it, but we're gonna figure that one out.
yes, they put one down by my mom too.
Yeah.
So.
Any other discussions, questions?
Anything going on with applications, subdivisions or anything?
No?
Okay, good.
Just to let you know, couple of, on Big Hall Road, that subdivision parcels have been sold. And one guy's gonna build, I got his,
Yeah,
septic approval today.
yeah, Howard said they're combining lots for the meat zoning regs. Okay. They said there was, what, 5 lots, now it's gonna end up being 4 or something.
Is that a reverse subdivision that requires us to do anything?
Isn't it a lot line?
They, this is one that was started before they changed the zoning to 2 acres. It was 1 acre.
Hmm.
And these, and before, they took 5-6 years to finally get it done. And in the meantime, the town wrote a new zoning reg for 2 acres. Since they had started it in 2005, we gave them 10 years to develop the 1.75 acres lots,
Mhm.
or to fall off back to the 2 acres. But Howard says it's not going to be an issue. We could probably lose it in court anyways. But he says it's not going to be an issue because they're making lots, 2 acre lots.
They're combined.
Plus,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So,
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Great. It is 7:36.